everyone, and welcome to my presentation. I am Dr. S. Srinivasan, Assistant Professor, Department of Chemistry, TNC. As you can see on the screen, our topic today is pharmaceutical chemistry. What is pharmaceutical chemistry? The chemistry of the drugs, which utilized a general law of chemistry to study drugs. It is called as pharmaceutical chemistry. It is a study of physical and chemical property of drugs, their preparation, chemical composition, natural behavior, structure, and influence on organisms' condition of their storage and the therapeutic uses of the drugs. Important terminology used in pharmaceutical chemistry. Number one is drug pharmacology. So what is drug pharmacology? The study of drugs interact with biological system to produce therapeutical effects and interaction with living systems. The word is derived from Greek word pharmakon is active, principle, logos is equal is discourse. The science of pharmacology, which is a branch of biology, is mainly to provide scientific data for the rational treatment of diseases, mode of action of the drug and its effect on various body systems, and portable adverse effect which forms the basic of rotational therapeutics. It is also focused on mechanism of action and side effects. Pharmacognosy. It is defined as the subject of crude drugs obtained from the plant, animals, and mineral origin. It is focused on identification of natural drugs and their property and uses. The crude drugs means simple drugs as they exist in their natural form. Pharmakon means a drug and cognoso mean to acquire the knowledge of. It is a scientific and systematic study of natural, physical, chemical, and sensory characters of true drugs along with their history, method of cultivation, collection, and preparation for the market, such as drugs from vegetables, drugs from animals, drugs from minerals. Pharmacodynamics. It is a study of the biological and therapeutic effect of drugs. It helps to determine the mechanism of action of a drug and also correlated the drug action with its chemical structure. Its agents are those which can stimulate and depress various functions of the body to provide relief from symptoms of discomfort, for example, sedatives and anesthetics, etc., etc. Pharmacokinetics. It is a quantitative study of drug absorption, distribution, metabolism, and excretion of drugs and the relationship of pharmacological response. The key process of absorption, distribution, metabolism, and excretion. Antimetabolites. The substance involved in cellular metabolic reaction is known as a metabolite. Drugs that interfere with normal metabolic process by mimicking natural substance. It is used in cancer treatment and viral infection. Any chemical agent which has close structural similarity to the metabolite and can block the metabolism that is known as antimetabolites. Sulfonamides are the good example of anti-metabolites. Pharmacopoeia. It is defined the standard which these preparations must follow and the average doses for an adult. It is an official code containing a selected list of the established drugs and medicinal preparation, their physical property, and test for their identity, potency, and purity. A few well-known pharmacopoeia are the Indian Pharmacopoeia IP and British Pharmacopoeia BP and United States Pharmacopoeia USP and European Pharmacopoeia EP. It ensures consistency and quality in drug manufacturing. National Formula. Manual contain clinically oriented pharmacological information, summaries about selected drugs. It is also include administrative and regulatory information related to the prescribing and dispensing of drugs. It is It includes key information on the composition, description, selection, and prescribing, dispensing, and administration of medicines. Example, National Formulary of United States, NF. Chemotherapy. The specific treatment of the diseases by the administration of chemical compound is known as chemotherapy, which, with drugs that target and kill rapidly dividing cells. There are two types of chemotherapy, cytotoxic drugs and targeted therapy. It is used in the treatment of parasitic infection due to the insects, worms, protozoa, etc., etc. The modern concept is that chemotherapeutic agents complete with cell metabolites for enzyme system essential to the metabolic of the cell. Example, penicillin drugs and sulfonamide drugs. Vaccines. It is defined as the biological preparation formulated to provide acute immunity for a particular diseases. Usually, vaccines contain a weakened or killed form of the diseases causing agent, its surface protein, or its toxins. There are three types of vaccines: live-attended vaccines and inactivated vaccine, subunit and recombinant or conjugated vaccines. Some examples include antibiotics, DNA, egg proteins, fetal tissues, formaldehyde, human protein, and yeast. Primary immunization. It involves the vaccination doses you need for very good protection against the diseases. It reduces risk of getting a diseases by working with your body natural defenses to build protection, to develop immune memory and protect against specific pathogens. Synergism. The interaction of two or more drugs when their combined effect is greater than the sum of the effect seen when each drug is given below. Example, codeine plus aspirin is called as another analgesia. Sulfonamide and trimethoprim is called as antibacterial effects. Combination antibiotics for enhanced antimicrobial activity. It is used as improved theoretical efficiency and reduced drug resistance. Antagonists. A chemical substance that bind to and block the activation of certain receptors on cells, preventing a biological response. Example, beta blockers, antagonists at beta adenosine receptors. For example, a drug that blocks the simultaneous effect of the estrogen and the tumor cell is called an estrogen receptor antagonist. LD50, lethal dose 50%, the dose at which a substance is lethal of 50% of animal tested. Its values provide a measure of the toxicity of a substance. The lower the LD50 value, the greater its toxicity. ED50, effective dose 50%. It is the dose of the medication that produces a specific effect in 50% of the population that has been administered the dose. This metric can be used clinically by clinicians for the particular drug effect. It determines effective dosage and guide therapeutical use. Therapeutic index. It is the range of doses at which a medication is effective without unacceptable adverse event. It is used to compare the therapeutical effect dose to the toxic dose of a pharmaceutical agent. The ratio of the dose that produces toxicity to the dose needed to produce the desired therapeutical response. The therapeutical index equal to LD50 divided by ED50. It is proposed access drug safety. Larger index indicates a safer drug dosage. It is an agent used for the diagnosis, mitigation, treatment, and cure of diseases in humans and animals. There are the means through which drugs are delivered in the body towards its site of action. there are the final product containing drugs that is administered to the patient. It includes active drug and pharmaceutical experiments. The factor affecting of dosage is age, weight, health condition, route of distribution. Classification of drugs. Drugs are regarded as biologically active chemical compound, mostly with a therapeutic purpose. Drugs can be broadly classified into biological classification, chemical classification, classification of drug according to commercial consideration, classification by the lay public, based on origin, natural, synthetic and biological, and based on therapeutic use, antibiotic, antihypertensives and analgesics. Based on chemical structure, it's antibiotic, steroid and antihistamines. Biological classification is based on the pharmacotherapeutic and chemotherapeutic agent. This is a disease-oriented classification of medicinal agent used in various diseases, and hence this classification is based on medical agents. For example, the term painkiller, hard drug, anti-arthritics, medicine, diuretic, local anesthetics, etc. The broad classification of drugs based on gross overall biological effects. Thank you.